If you've ever sent someone Bitcoin, here's what most people don't realize. Anyone in the world can look up that transaction. They can see how much you sent, where it came from, and how much Bitcoin is sitting in your wallet right now. That's not a bug. That's how Bitcoin was designed to work. Every transaction is recorded on a public ledger forever for everyone to see, with balances and amounts visible. But there's a better way to send, receive, and store money on the blockchain. It's called Monero. Monero is a cryptocurrency built from the ground up to be private. Not just private as an option, not private if you jump through hoops. Private by default, every time, for every transaction. Nobody can see your balance. Nobody can see which address you sent it to, and nobody can trace your transaction history. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what Monero is, how it works, how to get it, and how to use it, even if you've never touched crypto before. By the end, you'll understand why a growing number of people consider Monero the only cryptocurrency that actually works like cash. Let's get into it. What is Monero? Monero launched in 2014, and it's one of the oldest cryptocurrencies still actively developed today. It's similar to Bitcoin in that it's decentralized and there's no company or CEO behind it, but it's private. The name Monero comes from the Esperanto language, a language designed to be understood by people around the world. It means coin. What makes Monero different from every other cryptocurrency is that privacy isn't a feature you opt into, it's baked into every single transaction at the protocol level. When you send Monero, the sender and receiver address is hidden. The amount is also hidden. This happens every time, automatically, no extra steps. This makes Monero what's called fungible. Fungibility just means every unit is equal and interchangeable, like cash or gold. A $20 bill is a $20 bill regardless of where it's been. Monero works the same way. Because transactions can't be traced, no coin can be blacklisted or flagged as tainted. That might sound like a small technical detail, but it's actually fundamental to what makes something work as money. Bitcoin doesn't have this. Coins that touched a flagged wallet can be frozen by exchanges. And any Bitcoin wallet that isn't approved by regulators could theoretically be flagged. That can never happen with Monero. In short, Monero is digital cash, peer-to-peer, private by default, and not controlled by anyone. Why privacy matters. Before we go any further, I want to address something, because the moment anyone mentions privacy, someone always asks, why do you need privacy if you have nothing to hide? Here's the thing. You already have financial privacy in your everyday life. Your bank doesn't publish your account balance for everyone to see online. Your employer doesn't broadcast your salary. When you hand someone cash, there's no permanent public record of that transaction. Financial privacy isn't suspicious. It's the default expectation in the real world. Transparent blockchains just broke that expectation. Think about it this way. Imagine if every time you used your credit or debit card, anyone in the world could look up exactly how much money was in your account, every purchase you've made with that account, and everyone you've ever paid with it. You'd never accept that from your bank. But that's exactly how Bitcoin works. With transparent blockchains, anyone who knows your wallet address, a merchant you paid, someone you sent money to once, anyone who's ever seen your address, can track your entire financial history with that wallet. Exchanges do this. Data brokers do this. It's an entire industry. It's called chain analysis or blockchain surveillance. Monero gives back what cash always provided, the ability to transact without revealing every detail to the world. That's valuable for ordinary people, freelancers who don't want clients knowing their income, businesses that don't want competitors watching their cash flow, people in countries with unstable governments or currency controls, which is increasingly everywhere, or anyone who just believes their financial life is their own business. Privacy isn't about having something to hide, It's about having something to protect. It keeps you safe from stalkers, hackers, and tech companies that sell your data without your permission. How Monero works. Now let's talk about how Monero actually achieves this privacy. There are three core technologies working together under the hood. You don't need to understand all the math, but knowing what each one does will help. The first is called ring signatures. When you send Monero, your transaction gets mixed together with several other transactions on the network. From the outside, anyone looking at the blockchain can see a group of possible senders, but they cannot determine which one actually initiated the transaction. It's like signing a document as part of a group, where no one can tell whose signature is real. The second is stealth addresses. Every time someone sends you Monero, the sender automatically generates a brand new one-time address for that transaction. So even if you publish your Monero address publicly, your incoming transactions can't be linked to each other or you. Each transaction lands at a unique address that only you can unlock with your private key. The third is Ring CT, short for Ring Confidential Transactions. This is what hides the amount being sent. The network can verify that the transaction is valid, that no coins are being created out of thin air, without actually knowing the number. The math works, the coins are real, but the amount is invisible to everyone except the sender and receiver. Put all these three things together, and you have a system where the sender, receiver, and amount is hidden simultaneously, automatically, on every single transaction. As of March 2026, an upgrade to the Monero network is being worked on to make it even more private, but the concept of sender, receiver, and amount privacy remains the same. No other major cryptocurrency does all three by default. That's what makes Monero genuinely different. Getting a wallet. Before you can get any Monero, you need somewhere to put it. That means setting up a wallet. A Monero wallet is software that stores your private keys and lets you send and receive XMR. There are a few good options, but I'll keep it simple. If you're on your phone, download Cake Wallet. It's free, it's beginner friendly, and it's one of the most trusted wallets in the Monero community. If you prefer to use desktop software, the official Monero GUI wallet is the most flexible. There's also Feather Wallet. It's lightweight, fast, and built specifically for Monero. Once you download the app or install the desktop software, you create a new wallet. It will show you a seed phrase. This is usually 25 words. Write them down on paper right now and store them somewhere safe. The seed phrase is your wallet. If you lose your phone, if your computer dies, if anything goes wrong, those 25 words are how you recover everything. Never screenshot it, never type it into anything, never share it with anyone. That's the only thing you need to be careful about. The rest is pretty straightforward. One thing worth knowing, a wallet can use a local or remote node. If you're just getting started, connecting to a remote node is fine. It means you're trusting someone else's server to relay your transactions, but your privacy is still protected by Monero's protocol. Running your own node is better long term to hide your IP address, but it's not a requirement on day one. Download the wallet, write down your seed phrase, and you're ready to receive Monero. How to get Monero. Now that you have a wallet, let's actually get some Monero. There are two main ways to get it: centralized exchanges and instant swaps. A quick disclaimer that nothing stated or shown here is tax, legal, or accounting advice. Follow local laws in your own jurisdiction. The first path is through a centralized exchange. If you're starting from scratch with fiat currency, dollars, this is your easiest path. Kraken is a recommended centralized exchange. It's one of the most reputable exchanges in the industry, and it actually lists Monero, which not all exchanges do. You sign up, verify your identity through a KYC process, which is Know Your Customer, deposit funds from a bank, buy XMR, and withdraw it to your wallet that you just set up. The trade-off is that Kraken will know you bought it. That's just how regulated exchanges work. The second option is an instant swap service. This is the recommended way to get Monero. This is for people who already have some cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, or whatever, and you want to convert it to Monero without creating an account or submitting an ID. The method works if you have cryptocurrency in a private wallet you withdrew from Coinbase or any other centralized exchange. No matter how you got some other cryptocurrency, you can swap it into Monero. Find an instant swap service on Monerica.com. You can read reviews, see demos, and other guides to help you. At a high level, you select which coin you want to send, such as Bitcoin, and that you want to receive Monero. Send the amount asked for to the provided wallet address for that transaction, and you'll receive Monero in your private wallet. No account, no KYC, no friction. If you want to go deeper, there's peer-to-peer trading through platforms like RitoSwap, CPU mining via P2 Pool, where you can earn Monero directly, or simply getting paid in XMR for goods and services. For finding vetted services across all of these, Monerica.com is a good place to start. For most people watching this, the best way to get Monero is either Kraken or an instant swap with crypto you already have. Pick whichever fits your situation and you'll soon have Monero in your wallet. How to spend it. So you have Monero in your wallet. Now, what can you actually do with it? The honest answer is that merchant adoption is still growing, but it's more developed than most people realize. There's a real and active ecosystem of businesses, freelancers, and services that accept XMR as payment, and it spans across a lot of categories. Prepaid and gift cards, VPNs, web hosting, domain registration, digital and physical goods, food, clothing, software, the list goes on longer than you'd expect. There are also marketplaces with all kinds of products, such as XMR Bazaar. The best place to find where you can spend Monero is Monerica.com. It's a curated directory of Monero-friendly businesses and services across many categories. If you want to spend XMR on something specific, that's your first stop. When you're ready to make a payment, the process is simple. The merchant gives you a payment address, usually a QR code. You open your wallet, scan or paste the address, enter the amount, and send. The transaction confirms in about 20 minutes. That's it. One feature worth knowing about is sub-addresses. Your Monero wallet can generate unlimited sub-addresses. These are new receiving addresses that route all to the same wallet. This is useful so you can receive payments from different services without linking them. It's built into every wallet by default, so you can use them. The merchant ecosystem will only keep growing as more people hold and use Monero. And the more people that actually spend it, not just hold it, the stronger the ecosystem becomes. Using it is part of what makes it work. Just keep in mind that all Monero transactions are irreversible. That's what makes it like cash. Monero versus the rest. At this point, you might be wondering, what about other privacy coins? Or what about Bitcoin with a mixing service or Zcash? Let's clear that up. Bitcoin is transparent by default. Everything is on a public ledger. There are tools that attempt to add privacy on top, such as mixers, CoinJoin, the Lightning Network, but these are all optional add-ons that require extra steps, extra cost, and still leave metadata that can be analyzed. Privacy on Bitcoin is something you have to actively work for, and most people don't. That means most Bitcoin transactions are fully visible to anyone who wants to look. Zcash has genuine cryptographic privacy technology, but it's optional. The vast majority of Zcash transactions use the default transparent chain, not the shielded one. When privacy is opt-in, most people don't opt in. Which also means that when someone does use the private option, it can stand out as suspicious. Optional privacy is significantly weaker than mandatory privacy. Monero doesn't have any of these problems because there's no choice to make. Every transaction is private. There's no default transparent mode, no opt-in required, no extra steps. The sender, receiver, and amount are always hidden for every user on every transaction. You can't accidentally send a non-private transaction because non-private transactions don't exist on Monero. The most you can do is reveal a view key in your wallet to allow someone to see your transactions. That's the fundamental difference. It's not that Monero currently has the best privacy technology, it's that privacy is the only mode. However, Monero developers are currently working to further improve Monero's privacy technology. Common FUD. Let's address the objections you'll hear whenever Monero comes up, because you will hear them. It's only used by criminals. This one comes up constantly, and it doesn't hold up. Cash is used by criminals, yet every regulated bank allows you to withdraw cash. The US dollar is the most used currency for money laundering, drug trafficking, and tax evasion in the world, by an enormous margin. Should the US dollar be banned because it's used by criminals? Even if you think so, another currency would take its place to facilitate the same problems. The existence of bad actors doesn't define a technology. The vast majority of Monero users are ordinary people who value financial privacy. It's going to get banned. It's true that some exchanges have delisted Monero under regulatory pressure, and that's a real challenge for onboarding new users to the ecosystem. But Monero itself cannot be banned. It's a decentralized, open source network. There is no central server to shut down, no company to sanction, no off switch. It continues to function, regardless of what any government or exchange decides. And it remains legal to hold and use in most countries. It's too complicated. Hopefully this video has shown Monero is pretty simple. You download a wallet, buy it or exchange into it, and send it by scanning a QR code and pressing send. The technology underneath is complex, but using it isn't. It has no real use case. Financial privacy is the use case. It's not a niche edge case. It's something every person and every business has a legitimate interest in. It's too volatile. Storing all your wealth in Monero might be a bit extreme, but all investments have risk. Monero is designed to be used, so price fluctuations on a day-to-day basis are minimal. You can't do anything with it. Sites like Monerica show there are many things you can do with Monero. It's possible to live off Monero, especially when used to buy gift and prepaid cards. That's Monero. Private by default, decentralized, community-driven, and genuinely functional as digital cash in ways no other cryptocurrency really is. To recap everything, Monero hides the sender, receiver, and amount on every transaction automatically. You get a wallet by downloading Cake Wallet on your phone or a desktop wallet. You get Monero either through Kraken if you're starting with bank money, or through an instant swap if you already have crypto and want to swap into it with no account. And you can find places to spend it on Monerica.com. That's genuinely all you need to get started today. If this video helped you understand Monero, hit the like button. It makes a real difference in getting this content in front of more people. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Links to everything mentioned can be found below. Thanks for watching.